Hello. First of all, I'd like to welcome you all to the debut of Caleb's Tech Paradise YouTube channel. It's really a pleasure to have you guys on here, and we're going to get to talk about some really cool stuff on here, I promise you. So right here, this is my Model 2 Sega Genesis, and this was actually an antique shop find. I got it for $40, and not only did it come with the console, but it also came with, just a second, came with one 3-button controller. It's a little faded, if you can see there, because it's the way that's supposed to be. It's supposed to have, like, you see the B buttons a little rubbed off and stuff. It's kind of seen better days. And also over here, it only has arrows on 3 of the sides, and the other one where you rest your hand is rubbed off. So yeah, this controller's seen quite a bit of use. Luckily, I've gotten it cleaned up a little bit. I had to take it apart and soak it in rubbing alcohol to get it to work better, because the B button wasn't registering at all. Luckily, it's better now, but it was kind of a problem. So now let's move on to the console itself. So this console came out in 1994. It was the second generation, well, like the refresh, I guess you could say, of the Sega Genesis, which was Sega's video game console that came out in 1989 to compete against the Nintendo and later the Super Nintendo. So if we move on to the front, then we can see that we have the power and reset buttons, in addition to an LED over here, and the Sega logo. And this is where the cartridge goes. And you can see that there's some room on the top here, and this is where you would put your Sega 32X accessory if that was something that you got. That was pretty expensive back then, but yeah, this came out about the same time as the Sega 32X, so it makes sense that it's compatible with it. So now I'm gonna flip it over. You can see here we still got the original Sega support thing on it, and you can see serial number of this console. And I think that's probably like an earlier serial number, because it's got a lot of zeros in it. Could be wrong, but so it looks like to me. So yeah, and you can see that on the back here, we got this AV out jack, and we got our AC adapter. And there were a number of things you could plug into that AV out jack, actually. It wasn't just, because like originally these things came with a TV output, like an antenna output. But luckily this one has been, I got a special cable for it that plugs into here that lets me get AV out for it. And that makes it look a lot better than having to tune your TV to channel 3 and everything, you know. So, yeah. And yeah, there's 2 controllers, and yeah, you can see control 1, control 2. So yeah, let's get this thing plugged in and run some games on it. As you can see, I have my old CRT television plugged in up here, and this is a Philips Magnavox, but it has those AV jacks on the front that I can plug my special cable into. So I got everything plugged in the back already, but now I can plug these in. So there's technically 3 of them, but I kind of made that one go down farther so that way it was easier to plug these in. So just do that. And do that. Alright, now we're ready to turn it on and play some games. Alright, so the game that I got with this console is this 6-pack cartridge right here. And this has quite a few really nice games on it, actually. It's got Sonic the Hedgehog, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Ren Shinobi, Columns, and Super Hang-On. So those are some pretty good games, and it's a really good, ended up being like a really good starter pack for me to kind of get me into Sega Genesis and also just the retro game hobby as a whole. So yeah, glad I was able to get this along with everything, because there are some great games on here. So get this plugged in. Now we're gonna get that Genesis turned on. Got my controller, and we're gonna play some games. Alright, so I'm gonna do my best to try to film and play here. It's probably not gonna go great, but it'll be fine, probably. Hold on, just give me a second to turn the volume up. Alright, this might not capture great, because as you see, this is a CRT, and it has a different screen refresh rate than what your phone probably does, so it might look a little strange. But, alright, let's play some Sonic the Hedgehog, shall we? And again, I apologize if there's any, like, artifacts on the screen or anything. Let's just see how far I get here. I'm not amazing at this game, but I'll see how far I can get. See if I can get a good camera angle on this. And it's a little hard to play and film at the same time. I never said I was great at this game either, so probably going to mess up just a little bit, especially when I got one hand on the phone, one hand on the controller. Right, I've gotten quite a bit of rings so far. I wish I could get up there, but I probably can't right now. Alright. See if I can get through the first level. Yeah! Alright, let me see if I can... Yeah. Alright. Pretty good. 13,210. Not bad for first level. Bonus level too, huh? See how far I can get here. Definitely not the easiest to... Oh, man. Oh, man, that didn't go so great, but... Yep. Alright. Yeah, so anyway, this is a really good little console if you want to play some games from the 90s. The Super Nintendo has a little bit of a better library, I think, but there are some really, really great games that are available on the system. And a lot of them are really cheap, too. If you go to your local retro game store, you can probably find games for this thing, like some really good ones for $30 or less, and, you know, it's a really good way to get into the retro gaming hobby and stuff like that. So, yeah, if you like this video, please give it a like and subscribe. And there's going to be a lot more content coming in the future. I got all kinds of stuff planned.